Fucked up. Thank you for tuning in to another edition of Mike at Night. Tonight we got a very special episode. You know what I'm talking about? But so before I get into all that, do your boy a favor. Hit that like, hit that comment, hit that share button. You know what I'm saying? Leave a comment in the chat. Let me know what you think about the show. Like and subscribe to my channel. You know what I'm talking about? But in the meantime, in between time, let's run this intro.
Yeah.
Turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up.
I got them lit. I'm talking my shit. Trapping the greedy with hammers and sticks. Nigga, all of these packs are legit. Tell you a Vic, I ain't K-Roll shit. Might go to back with it, link up with Gilly. Last of the trill, I used to push stones. Go to LA and link up with Jay Stone. Trying to get a million. Half of them sold for a nigga make it home. Other half bust down, why me get it on? Frank got a couple gallons in my throne. Had a bale of gas, trying to get a bag. Shit, most niggas in my city had. Ever had a toe to tag? Nigga hits the stash and the plug on your arm for the cash. Say, I will ride all night looking for they whole ass. Put the word out, thousand for their whereabouts. Streets gon' talk, niggas always run their mouth. Think it's all gravy to them killers at your house. Say I'm ruthless with the heat, scandalous with the beef, crafty with a razor too. Nigga, I could turn 100 into two. Take the same two and make way more than you. Get a bill of gas, pass both to the crew.
What's the deal? What's the deal? What's the damn deal, baby? This another edition of Mike at Night. Tonight's a very special episode. We got Father Figures coming through the building. Father Figures Incorporated. That's a mentoring group in LA, and they do all types of great positive stuff in the community, man. You know, so it's gonna be a pretty dope episode. We also gonna talk about a few other things as well as like some music and preview a few artists out of the D. You know what I'm saying? But right now I'm out west on my weedy right now, so you know it's all good. But right now we waiting on Ro to pop in so we can turn up, you know, and do what we do and chop it up and go through what bro went through growing up in LA and the trials and tribulations he's had and how he began and started his mentoring group. Man, it's gonna be a pretty dope intern. He got a pretty dope interview. He got a very interesting story, you know. So this is something y'all most definitely want to stay tuned in for, and most definitely like, share, hit that like, share, and subscribe. You know, tell your neighbor, tell your mama, tell your best friend, tell your ex friend. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, but yeah. But so had to pause that for a quick second, man. Had a little something going on, man. You know what I'm talking about? But yeah, we back, baby. But yeah, the meantime, in between time, man, what's going on with y'all? What's the word? What's the word? Mike at Night, man. We too lit, we too tight, you know what I'm saying? Two player, man, like Pimp C be saying, you know. But I'm in between time, you know, while we waiting. Matter of fact, there goes Ro right now. He done popped in, looking good, looking good. Let's welcome Ro to the
What you got going, man?
What's going on, Kim folk? How you doing, man? How's it going, Ro?
I'm good. I'm good. What up with Cuzzo?
What's good, Cuzzo, man? You know, just trying to do my thing. You know what I'm talking about? You know, trying to find me a new lane, found me something, you know.
That's right. That's right.
Something to keep me occupied. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know you caught me because I was about to doze off.
Yeah, I figured. I know. We've been trying to get this done a couple of days, and I've been, you know, having a lot going on. So that's all on me though. But
yeah. That's good.
Through for real.
Yep. So you got the cat podcast going on now, right?
Yes, sir. Wanted you to come through. You know, and talk about, you know, father figures and, you know, a little bit about your background and all that. But first, yeah, let's dive into that first. You know what I'm saying? So exactly what part of LA did you grow up in?
Ooh, I grew up in the danger zone, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I grew up on east side, low bottoms. You
Okay.
know, yeah,
Right
that
on.
was the danger zone. You grew up on the bottom, you can grow up anywhere, man.
Oh yeah.
Man, the bottom. Ooh. I mean, well, they got some cold places out here.
Oh yeah.
Chicago, New York, Louisiana. I can go on and on. Oakland, all kind of. They got some real, some real street things going on in a lot of these places. But yeah, the low bottoms was one of those places, man.
Right. Yeah. So that's on the east side of LA, correct?
East side
Right on.
LA. Not to be confused with East Los Angeles, because that's a whole city in itself inside of Los Angeles. But
Oh,
in LA you got East LA, West LA. You got South Central, which is encompasses all of that. And then
yeah.
you got the east side of LA, and then you got the west side of LA. Again, not to be mistaken for West LA. What I mean? They got all kind of little cities inside of LA.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. I got you. I got you. Well, that makes sense. That makes sense. Already. So what first got you into mentoring the youth and stuff? Like what made you say, like, this is what I want to do, like on side from like my day-to-day 9 to 5 or stuff like that, Was there
I've
like
I really I've always kind of done it. You know what I'm saying? Even growing up, in hood hustling, doing whatever. I've always been one of them dudes that a lot of people would come to ask questions. Needed help with something or wanted to talk about something. I kind of had a pretty good ear. And then I was a reputable in the street. So you got certain dudes that would talk to me about stuff that I done been through or whatever, or something that they going through.
right,
It was just just me. I mean, I kind of got along with a lot of dudes, Bloods and Crips or whatever. My mom's was one of those type of people in the community that everybody knew. Everybody came to our house. We had lots of house parties all the time, and there was
right,
always
right.
something going on. And she was a community figure where she did stuff for the youth, drill teams, drum squads, cadet corps, Pop Warner football. We used to do skating parties and all kind of stuff. So she was one of those type of moms in the neighborhood. So a lot of people knew her because they knew her. They knew me and my brothers. And
Okay.
me and my brothers were, we were kind of, with whatever, you know what I'm saying.
Right.
So
Right.
we,
Hey, yeah.
we was with whatever. So what I mean. I had a pretty big family on the east side where I grew up at. You know what I mean. So it kind of helped shape a dude and allow me to see a lot of different things. And then the life that I lived, whatever, I mean, it was crazy because I kind of had a two-part type of childhood. I grew up in going to Catholic school and private school, but at
How
the
did that?
same,
So
yeah,
so like that, we talking like elementary or like
I mean, I'm saying from preschool, bro, all the way up to high school.
oh,
You know what
okay.
I'm saying? Yeah, and then my last couple of years, I went to private school, which was crazy because I stayed down the street from the high school my entire life.
Right,
And
right,
the
right.
only way I got to go to the school is I ended up playing out there practicing football, and the coach of the high school saw me throwing a football and was like, "Hey, who threw that ball?" And since everybody in the neighborhood knew me, they were like, "Oh, rolling." You know, and
Yeah,
so my mom worked at the high school, so he grabbed me by the collar, bro. Like literally grabbed me by the collar and said, "Come with me."
right,
And
right,
he was
right.
like, everybody told him who my mom's was. This dude took me in her office and she cursed both our asses out.
Uh-huh.
She cursed both our asses out. Get the hell up out of my office.
And
But
that's a blessing though.
because of that,
That's
I ended
so
up going to the high school because of that.
yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah, well, it was cool. But yeah, I really got into the mentoring because of my nephew, Trevor Carr.
So that was
And
gonna be my next question. You took it from me. I was gonna ask you who inspired you to do it. Like
yeah, yeah.
inspiration other than growing up just inspiring
Mhm.
people in the hood and you know what I'm saying. But you that's a great thing though, because most neighborhoods need that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people where I'm from, like down south, we don't a lot of our OGs and old heads, they were gone. So you kind of find yourself just learning from the streets or just learning how you learn. You know what I mean?
Right, right. And it's crazy because you get even with doing this mentoring thing, man. One thing I found is that it's not the kids. It's not the kids that actually need the mentoring. It's the parents that need the mentoring. You
Oh wow.
got man, it's a crazy twist. You got you got kids out here that want to do stuff, and the
Yeah.
parents that we have today, and not to crap on, for lack of a better term, not to crap on, parents today, but there's a lot of them that don't do what parents or my parents did. Take the time to involve you into extracurricular activities and then see it through.
Yeah.
They don't mind putting you in it, but putting you in it means that they have to be involved in it nowadays too. So they don't want to mess their weekends up. They don't want to mess up all this other stuff they got going on. So a lot of
Right.
times they want the coaches to pick the kids up, coach the kids, teach the kids and mentor the kids, then bring the kids back to the house when they can, that type of thing. And it
Yeah.
just don't work like that.
Right.
Um, I've seen a lot of kids that long for that type of connection with their parents, their mother and their
Mhm.
father. They ain't just father, mother and father,
Yeah.
and they're
And
not getting it.
that's the narrative that gets thrown out a lot. A lot of times they well not they like a particular like gender or anything, but the media or just society in a whole kind of paint it like it's a father's everything goes kind of get thrown on the father. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you also got mothers that kick the fathers out the kid's life or
Well,
combat the father constantly. You know what I mean? So you got a
right.
lot of that going on. So yeah,
Yeah, we could, man. I can have 4 or 5 different podcasts with you on the subject of that, brother. I'm telling you, because a lot of us, a lot of us nowadays, a lot of younger kids nowadays, I'd say from the 30s on down, 40s on down. Be real with you, a lot of
yeah,
them don't realize the system that took place in order um, um, to keep us separate, in order to make women feel as if they didn't need the black man.
right,
I
right,
mean, make the black woman feel as if she didn't need the black man. And
absolutely,
there were things that happened. Like women's lib was not our fight. It was not a black woman's fight.
yeah,
Black men, women got along just fine. And again, and I have to say this because we're on the podcast. Yes, there was trauma going on in the family. Yes, there were things that shouldn't be happening going on in certain families. So,
yeah,
for try to come for me or whatever, that's a
right, right,
whole
right,
different discussion, a whole different topic. Yeah, every family has that. Yes, there were things that were going on with men and women back in the day that go on today, and sometimes it doesn't go on today. You know what I mean? Men had a little bit more control, more power, and women didn't have as much. Now women have a lot more power, but
yeah,
that fight wasn't our fight, and
absolutely,
the whole fight came into play because of. And I don't want to get this wrong, and if I'm wrong, somebody can correct me. Or it came into play because of taxes. You know what I mean? They were trying to figure out a way to get more money out the family. So
mm,
they needed the white woman to do what she needed to do, but in order for that to happen, they had to involve the black woman.
yeah,
And so they involved them, and they, pretty much tricked them into thinking that this was about them, and it wasn't. You
right,
know. So
right,
then you got to, like I said, it's a whole podcast we can go on about this or whatever. But the bottom line is
for
they
sure,
got to feed into that system, and
yeah,
because they were to feed into that system, now you got the black man and the black woman, combating each other. You got the black woman feeling as if, man, enough is enough. I can do this on my own. I don't need this. I don't need that. When in actuality, yeah, I need you. You need me. You know
yeah,
what I mean? But because they fed into it, and then they come with the programs hey, I'm gonna give you this money. You just make sure you ain't got no
Man,
brothers in that house, men in
yeah,
that house. You know what I'm saying? So you
absolutely.
got our you got
Set
our,
the pace.
our black boys and girls looking at a single mother trying to put it together, and then she has to be strong, or she has to be this, this guy and this man and woman, so to speak. And
Yeah,
then you end up now you have these women with this that want to wear this badge of honor, talking about a woman, strong black woman, or I did it all on my own, or I did that. That ain't no badge of honor that you should be trying to wear. You know what I
right.
mean? You shouldn't be proud of that. You should be proud that if you didn't have a choice and you had to do it, you did it absolutely. But you
Yeah.
have choices, and you're deciding not to do it just so you can say or wear that badge of honor, which
Mm-hmm.
is utterly ridiculous. You know what I mean? But
Utterly ridiculous.
yeah,
But that's a
yeah,
whole other topic. Like you say, we can go on for 5, 6 podcasts with that because
right, exactly,
so,
exactly.
and then it's gonna open, hey, that'll ruffle a lot of feathers.
It'll ruffle a whole bunch of feathers. You'll get women that jump in there, and a lot of them
Yeah,
have a lot of good stuff to say. They have some great insight, and
absolutely.
I'm pretty sure I would agree with a lot of stuff that they say. But
Yeah,
again,
yeah, for sure.
the underlying issue would still be that mentality that was pressed upon us black men and black women, and the
Absolutely.
system that was created to keep us apart. And
Yeah,
then you have these kids that are growing up thinking that, okay, this is cool, and now we don't have that bond going on again. The boy doesn't see how a father should act in a family setting. The little girl doesn't see how a young lady should act in a family setting, and then it just becomes a vicious cycle. You know what I mean?
right,
So
right.
when I started this or whatever, my nephew, I got a call from my sister, and she was like, "Oh, I want you to teach my nephew karate." I'm like, "That ain't gonna make him no man. You don't teach a person karate and that makes him a man. What makes him a man is hanging around other men,
Yeah,
learning how to act as a man, or learning how to act as a young man, and then you'll know how to act as a man."
right.
She thought differently, you know what I mean? But she respected my decision or whatever, or my thought
Yeah,
pattern on it. And he didn't take the classes, but in doing so, I thought about all of the young men and young women out there that didn't have a positive role model, a positive male model in their life.
right.
So I, created this, and in doing so, I found out that the the lie about the black man is not in the household and the black man is not doing this for the kid. That's a bunch of BS. That is absolutely untrue and unfounded. In
Yeah,
actuality, it's the opposite.
right.
You know what I mean? So
Oh,
statistically,
wow.
it's the opposite.
Oh, wow.
But media won't tell you that because they want you to keep thinking that it's black on black crime, or if the black
Mm,
fathers aren't taking care of their kids, or
yeah.
the black family is not sticking together. They want you to believe that when it's absolutely. I mean, there's truth to it, but it's not the whole truth.
Yeah. It's something that they kind of just throw under the rug and just they
Yeah,
and pitch the narrative that they want
yeah,
to.
they exactly. Yeah,
Yeah,
just like the movies that we see, we pimps, hoes, hustlers, and gangbangers or
that's
whatever.
it. That's it.
Basketball, sports
Same,
players. You know what
same
I'm
thing.
saying?
Just like the music that's going on right now. Everything is shoot 'em up, bang, bang, kill, kill,
Shoot 'em
right?
up, bang bang. Yeah, I was just
You
talking to
don't hear
somebody about that the other day.
you
Or
don't
was
hear
it yesterday?
no
Yeah,
feel good music like you used to in the 90s, like the
right.
summertime type records or the
Well,
you know what I'm saying? So every now and then somebody might come with one, but it's just it be like for just a moment. It ain't nothing like that goes classic like back in the 90s. Like
well,
you play
there's a
yeah,
little control. I can say a little. There's a lot of control when it comes to that as well. Our music coming up in the '60s and early '70s had a different frequency than the music that they have today. They
right.
switched up the frequency of the music. So the music that you hear today, the frequency was done a certain way to where it kind of pushes you to do certain things,
Mhm.
entices you to want to do certain things. Same thing as when your parents or grandparents was listening to, Marvin Gaye and all of them, or whatever, love songs wanted to make you make love. It's
right,
not
right,
just the lyrics that's in there; it's the frequency that comes along with it as well, and
right.
it messes with your, it puts thoughts in your head. You know what I mean? Just like they used to have certain music that would have people go out and do stuff to people. The lyrics on top of the frequency, it would make you go want to do stuff to people. When you
Oh,
hear certain stuff, you're like, oh, I want to go do something. I'm pumped up. I want to go.
oh yeah, 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 yeah. You talking about the on
Yeah,
top of the content and the it's also
yeah, the
the way the
underlying
beat formats,
is
the
yeah,
beats, the drums, the way it's composed, the song, the music and stuff.
hmm yeah. It's a whole bunch of stuff to go into it. But anyway, your question, your other question was,
Hey man, so how do you feel about like activists and people like well, I won't even call them an activist, people like Charleston White.
um, I mean, Charleston White, I don't know the brother. I've never met him. I don't know what his background is. All I know what I've seen on social media.
Right.
But I will say he speaks a lot of truth about some stuff. And
Yeah, he absolutely does.
I mean, he the type that will get under the skin, make you want to beat his ass. But
Absolutely will.
he says some things or whatever that just, what I mean, that just hits home, and it hits home because he's speaking a little truth to it. You know what I'm saying?
Facts, facts.
And regardless of how many busters or punks or suckers they call this dude, the
Yeah.
man is probably about a buck 50 wet, and he stand his ground when, at least I've seen him stand his ground a couple of times. I don't know if it was, he was safe to do that because, he knew
Right.
nothing wasn't gonna happen. I don't know. But I mean, he speaks some truth and some stuff. But I've seen him say some stuff that I'd be like, you know what I mean? But yeah, shit, he a dude. He out there, he doing his thing or whatever. I hope he be careful because he be ruffling a lot of feathers.
Yeah, he does. He does.
Yeah, I just saw him the other day talking
He,
about, did a podcast about, he was talking about Nipsey, and
yeah.
talking about Nipsey and his real name Aramis, and how, people don't really know Aramis. They knew Nipsey, which was the, just the street thing and the money thing. They didn't know the man personally. And that's
Like you
probably
can't
the same.
it's kind of bull
Yeah,
crap.
yeah.
But I mean you
That's
can
that's the same
I
for
get
any
what he was
entertainer or
trying
actor.
yeah, I get what he was trying to say, but at the
Right.
same time, I don't think Nipsey would have said that. Nipsey, well, I don't think I think Nipsey would have felt like Ernest is Nipsey and Nipsey is Ernest. Like you get what I'm saying? I don't think he would,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I get what he was trying to
Yeah,
say.
you know what I mean. Yeah, yeah, I get what he was trying to say too. People just, people jumped on the Nipsey bandwagon. That I grew up in LA with the brother. To keep it 100, which is the store that he rented used to be my store. I had a
Oh, that's
store.
for real?
My first business that I opened in 1990. I had that exact store right there, and just as much shit used to go on. It's the same shit that he went that got him where he is. Used to go on all the time right there,
Damn.
all the
Right
time,
there. Crenshaw and
right
Slaughter.
there in front of that shop. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Oh yeah, but I used to be right there in that shopping center, right there with the 6 O's or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Even though I was from, a whole other side of town. But you know what I mean?
So the
I
low bottoms where you grew up, was there like what gang like was there any like particular sense over there? Like I remember you did say you was a reputable, so like I know that LA lingo reputable mean like I one of them ones out there. I one of them ones coming up back in my day. You know what I'm saying? So
it
like,
was there was a lot. There was a few. I actually grew up on the block with the Bloods. I
yeah,
grew up on the block with the Bloods, the 30 Pyrus, but I didn't become one.
mm,
Um, we had the 20 Outlaws, 30 Pyrus, the 40 Pyrus. We had the Four Deuces, Crips, the Four Trade Crips. Um, we had the Avalon Crips. We had the Peblos. We had the Villains. There was a multitude of gangs, all on the low bottoms.
oh wow,
And I would say from a place, from a street called from I say the 20s of the low bottom all the way to 61st, 62nd of the low bottom. You probably had 8 to 10 hoods all
Dang,
in that, all in that
all in
that,
that
that
one
one
area.
area. Hmm.
Wow, that's
And that's just the black hoods. That ain't nothing to do with the Latino hoods. They had a multitude of them in there too. So
oh
like I tell you, when I say it was like that. You know what I mean? It was a half-ass war zone at there at one point in time.
man. Right,
But when I was coming up, when I was younger, that's all we knew. So to us, that was normal. You know what I mean?
right.
It wasn't. It wasn't a war zone. That was normality to us. You know what I'm saying? It
Yeah.
was normal for us to see a fight going on every other day around the corner, or hear gunshots and helicopters and police pulling up and chasing us down. Not really chasing us, but pulling up, telling us, "Hey, come here. What are you guys doing?" Nothing. We're being
Grass,
kids,
yeah,
Yeah,
basically.
we being
Yeah.
kids. We rolling tires down the street. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
That
right,
type of
right.
stupid shit.
Man, that's crazy. Say it was multitude. Yeah, I can get that. Like,
Yeah, but that was, and that's why I say reputable, because I knew a little bit of all of them. You know what I mean? Like I say,
right, right,
I've had them. My mother interacted with all of them,
right.
so she was liked by a lot, and some she wasn't. My mother ain't had no problem with letting you know how she felt. My mother had no problem with tapping that ass. She didn't care who child you was. And I think she earned a respect on the east side because of
Right.
it. I
Already.
mean, I get people still to this day when we go to the high school reunions. We like, "Hey, where's your mom? Where's your mom? Man, I remember this. I remember." Yeah, I mean, it's 40 years later. You know
Right.
what I mean? So, you know what I'm saying? I get people that invite my mom to their birthday parties, and they graduated with me. You know
Right.
what I mean? So,
Already.
right. So,
Yeah.
yeah, my mom's still crazy.
Wow.
She'll still curse you out. No.
Yeah. Your mom's cool, man. That's what's up. That's what's up. So, uh, what message would you give the youth, like, as far as like somebody that's in need, like a youngster that's lost and trying to find his way out here, like, if he at that
um,
fork in the road, what would be the best advice you can give him that you would give him?
my best advice would be, don't follow a crowd just because, you know what I mean? Follow your dream, and find somebody else, that has the same dream, or find somebody else you can find somebody that you can talk to. Just don't follow the crowd, because it's easy. It's easy to do something, and get caught up. It's hard to get out of it. And all of us are one bad decision away from being locked up for life, or being dead, or being broke, you know what I mean, or being damaged some type of way, or whatever. Just one decision. All of us are just one bad decision away from, losing everything we have. You know what I mean? Um,
Absolutely.
so, I would probably encourage them
Real
to,
talk.
you know, if you like sports, go play sports. If you like, music, go do music. If you like drawing, go find an art class, do some drawing or whatever. If you can't find it, in today's age, you have these cell phones. Get on there, and find your way, on social media. How, find you something to get into that you like to do. Don't feel pressured by, you know somebody else. And I know that's easier said than done in certain neighborhoods. Much easier said than done in certain neighborhoods.
Oh yeah.
um, so it's not nothing. It's nothing exact that I can tell somebody, or because every situation is going to be different. You know what I mean? I guess I can really just tell them, hold on, and do their best to not get into anything negative. Do whatever it takes to not get into anything negative.
Yeah. And that's hard. That's a lot harder said than done too.
Like
But all you
and
can do is try. You know what I'm saying?
I'd be hypocritical to sit and say, um, yeah, you can do it. You can do it. You know what I'm saying? Because
Mhm.
I didn't. You know what I mean?
Right.
But that's another reason why I think people like myself that have been on both sides. You know, if I wanted somebody to um, teach one of my sons or my grandsons, or and show them a way, or whatever, I would want it to be somebody that know what they're talking about, not somebody that's just talking about it because they heard about it. You know what I mean? Somebody
Right.
that can walk the walk. So if my son is one of my boys is living in the ghetto, I don't need some preppy dude coming over here trying to tell him, you know what I'm saying, how to get out in the ghetto because he don't know. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? But
Absolutely.
the flip side of that is I need that preppy dude to show him that there's a better way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for somebody like myself, I done been to both. I done done the corporate world. I done the entrepreneur thing, own business and corporations or whatever. I done the street thing. You know, I know a bunch of dudes. You know, everywhere. You know,
Yeah.
it's crazy because my kids, when I'm with some of my girls, first thing they say is every time I see somebody, hey, what's up, man? He's like, here he go. Everywhere we go, he knows somebody. You know what I mean? You know, but I be trying to tell them, I mean, that's a good thing. At least
Yeah.
everywhere
Nah,
I
for
go,
real.
they not trying to get at me. You
Yeah.
know,
At
they
least
want
it's
to,
on some positive. It ain't on no
right,
negativity. You know what I
right,
mean? That's
yeah, right.
beautiful.
So
So that's
when
in
I'm
LA.
talking to dudes, like I've gone to schools and talked to dudes. I've done my own thing at centers and spoke to people or whatever. And I tell the parents, I'm not going to sugarcoat certain stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mentored two young kids that were gang members. I wanted to be gang members.
Yeah.
One of them wanted to be one. He said flat out, I'm gonna be from such. Period. I want to gang bang. That's what I want to do. And he was the middle child. The
All right.
oldest, he wanted to do music.
Right.
But him and the youngest hanging together and they started trying to gang bang. But
Yeah.
when I came along and a buddy of mine named Jaime, Rare Breed, who really he's into mentoring street thing, gospel rap and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um, Me and him got with him, and we couldn't get both of them, so we got one of them. You know what I'm saying? I did some driver's training with him, showed him how to drive a car, called him, checked up on him. He wanted to do music, so introduced him to Solo, who used to be with the rapper that used to be with Solo and Cam, and who's also the character in Franklin from GTA or Grand Theft Auto.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah,
Okay.
introduced him to him or whatever. He was excited about it, and it changed the way that he looked at things. In his mind, he was like, "Man, I'm just gonna gang bang." But
Yeah.
once he saw, like, no, no, brother, I know Solo. Me and Solo grew up together. This is my dude right here. And
Mm-hmm.
being this dude came from the street. You don't have to be that in order to be something. Look at Solo. You know what I mean? Successful. You know what I'm saying? You play his video game, didn't even know it was him. Now you're shaking hands with him, taking pictures with him. You know what I mean?
It's crazy.
Right. So it gave him a different outlook on life. But his brother, his brother's like, I don't about none of that. I'm gonna be a grip. I don't care about none of that. You know what I mean? In time, that may change. In time, that may change. So we reach one. It's better than reaching none.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So yeah, you said the brother he just continued on. So yeah, eventually, he'll probably see that it's a
Yeah.
better side, and just like you saying, it's you don't got to be that to be successful or
Right.
be
Yeah.
popular or have your name popping and
Right.
whatever.
And
So
I
many other
haven't
things you could do.
I haven't gotten a phone call. I haven't talked to them in probably a year or so now. They moved out of the neighborhood, which was good. They
Oh
moved
yeah,
it to the valley, which was a step in the right direction for the parents.
absolutely.
Get them out that environment and get them away from the people that they hanging with, and then you can work on trying to change their thought patterns or work on trying to change their circumstances,
Yeah.
and that helps a lot changing a person's circumstances. So
Absolutely.
I
That's
haven't
true.
gotten one of those
Great, great.
calls saying, "Hey, something happened to him." So that's good. You know what I mean? Because I
And
get those
sometimes,
calls.
it just take a change of scenery.
Yeah,
Sometimes just move
yeah.
around from, like you say, get away from the people, get away from that environment. Like that's all it takes sometimes.
It's all it takes. Sometimes it's all it takes. Sometimes it take a little bit more. Sometimes you can take that person out the environment and they go to another environment that's nowhere near the bad one that they're in, and then try to turn that into the bad one they just left from. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it ain't just the environment; it's what you do with them when you take them out of that environment. And like
Yeah.
I said, a lot of times the parents is the one that need the counseling. You-
For
I'm
sure.
telling you, it'd be the parents that kicking up the most crap.
Yeah.
Like you starting it all, right? Like I had to tell one family, like, you're the issue. It ain't them, it's you. Like
Right.
you two are encouraging this right here.
Uh,
They didn't want to hear it, but it was what it was. I sit in and sugarcoat it for you, make you feel good. This ain't
it's
church.
true. It's the no. Sometimes like young
Right.
parents don't realize it. Like you have like for example, two kids get into it outside instead of you have one logical this like and this was I used to see this all the time in Dallas. Like you have one logical parent, like, hey, y'all kids don't need to be fighting. Hey, apologize, and but then you always have the other parent that's, ooh, he hit you, go whoop his ass, go whoop the I'm gonna fight you too, mama. All that, you know what I'm saying? So it's always we gotta do better. You know what I'm saying? Like parents
Yeah.
gotta do better. Like you
Well,
gotta
you got a lot of you got a lot of our neighborhoods are jungles. You know what I mean? And it's survival of the fittest.
yeah,
And
yeah,
again, it goes back to those single parent homes where you got the grandmother or the mother that's raising a kid, and there's no guy there that's there to protect them like that. And
absolutely.
so you
Mhm.
get these little boys that's out there, and moms can only do what moms can do. You know what I
Yep,
mean? And now you got the little boy trying to figure out how to be a young man, and there's nobody there to take up for him or to tell him why he shouldn't. So moms is gonna be like, you're gonna have to, you're gonna have to survive out here in these streets.
yeah, yeah, fact.
Which when you at that point, when you get to that point, that may be what you need to say. It may not be, depending on the situation. You know what I mean?
It just depend on the household. I think it depends on the situation.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, we didn't get that as I didn't get that so much. I was the squabbler, so you know what I mean. I was the when it came down to some fighting, they knew I was with it, so they would come and get me. Hey, around the corner, they were talking something. Let's go, and we march on. Let's go. We
yeah,
march on. You know what I mean? I didn't need much encouragement when it came down to that. I say, oh, okay, let's go. That
right,
type of
right,
thing.
right,
But
right.
um, I've seen it, where you the only kid, you only boy, you know what I mean,
Mhm.
and you ain't got no cousins, you ain't got no brothers and uncles and none of that or whatever, and you
Yeah,
in an environment where you got to defend yourself, or everybody gonna keep picking on you,
yeah, yeah,
and so you get that advice like you got to do what you got to do, or you better do this. I done seen mothers walk their boys to around the corner, down the street, to the school, anywhere, and say, "No, you gonna fight. You gonna whoop his ass, or I'm gonna whoop your ass." That type of thing. But
mhm,
again, they were put into a position to have to think like that when it's not necessarily what they had to do. I mean, what they should be doing, but this is what they felt that they had to do. You know what I mean?
right,
So
right.
it's a lot that comes along with that is I mean, again, it goes back to that single parent thing, and that's why men need women and women need men. You know what I mean? You
Fact.
have two sides of a brain that's going to
Mhm.
talk. You have a protective side, and you have a a nurturing side. You know what I mean? And if you have both, you can navigate through life a lot better than if you just have one. If you're just a
Yeah.
nurturer, you're usually gonna get picked on a lot because you're a
Mhm.
nurturer. You're soft in the terms of street terms. Somebody will
Fact.
call you soft. You know what I mean? If you're aggressive or whatever, I mean, you gotta then you're gonna always end up with your guards up or doing something or whatever, which is going to lead you this way instead of this way, that type of thing. So, it's like it all comes full circle, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't realize some of the things that we do as a family comes full circle. Some of the things that we don't do, what I mean? Again, going back to this whole single parent type thing or whatever, you come full circle, you go up, I, my mom was single for a long time. I had my
Right.
stepfather was there, whatever. And I used to always say, because I knew how to. because he was there when I think I was from 5 years old till I was probably 15. So I knew how to raise my boys or my kids from that time to that time.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I didn't know what to do as a young father once they became this certain age. I was winging it. You know what I'm saying? And that's when it dawned on me how important it is when you have two parents in the same household. Those kids usually grow up, you know, and again, nothing is 100% because there's always going to be some type of crap going on in everybody's family. But for
Mm-hmm.
the most part, those kids will grow up understanding how these two parents should get along and how they should co-parent. But when you got one, the other they don't know. They gotta listen to somebody else. They don't have nobody to show them. They ain't got no model, you
Yeah.
know. So,
Right. Yeah, and there's really no set model on how to be a parent, I believe. But in my opinion, you just can just do what you can and do what you make do with what you got. But like you're saying, it's a lot better and it's more beneficial to the child to most definitely have both parents in the house for sure. Especially to the young parents. Like I don't think there's like no set model because everybody parents in their own way, and what I'm saying. There's certain things that some people that probably had both parents will say, "Nah, I don't." It wasn't right. You get what I'm saying? Because you got people that had two parents, two parent households, and still end up like in messed up situations and or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying?
definitely, you know, like I say, you're gonna always and nothing's 100%. So there's always going to be some. I mean, you had people, uh, families where there was alcohol involved or drugs involved,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
type of thing. There
absolutely.
was abuse that was involved or whatever, and that
Mhm.
black folks are scared of therapy.
Yeah, for
Well,
sure.
let me not say that. And I'm not gonna say black folks are scared of therapy. That's been a voodoo for us for a while. You think if you have therapy, something wrong with you, you're crazy.
Some people are, but some
Yeah,
people are though. Some people
yeah.
are scared of
Well,
scared
in
of
actuality, something is wrong with all of us.
Yeah, yeah.
We don't want
Whether you black,
to
white,
admit it.
whatever your race, so on the
Yeah.
cool.
But I mean, if you ever been to therapy, it helps. It helps you look at things a different way. I mean, I've sat in meetings or whatever and was forced to listen. I mean,
Yeah,
hell, I just tell
I
my
had to
woman, told her to find me some therapy just so I can go to it or whatever. Because
yeah.
we all need somebody to talk to.
I've had sit through those meetings before, so yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
Yeah,
they're helpful.
yeah. Oh yeah, you get a lot of valuable information in there.
Yeah,
Saying,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, I don't knock it at all. You know what I
Right.
mean? Hey,
Yeah,
it is what it is, but a lot of people should go get their mental checked out, and get mental health. Talk to somebody. It's nothing wrong with that.
you find out you can get a lot off your chest.
Not for sure. Some people
Yeah. Some
because
people
you
hold
a
on
lot
to
of
that
people
baggage.
yeah, a lot of people vent to their friends and stuff, but your friend gonna more likely just agree with how you're feeling. You know what I'm saying? Like
Oh
depending on
man,
the relationship, it's very
yeah,
few people that
they
got
gonna
stand up people that's gonna
yeah
be
they
like,
gonna
nah,
say
nah,
yeah,
you
yeah, yeah. That
yeah.
that shit
'Cause they
runs
really don't
rampant.
want to hear the shit. You know what I'm saying?
That shit runs rampant with the females. It runs rampant, boy. Like
Absolutely. With the women. Oh yeah.
yeah, with women run around, girl, he this and he that. And that's not what you need, honey. What you need is somebody to tell you the part that you played and that bullshit that you just did.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Yeah, he played his part, but what part did you play in that? You know what I'm saying? It ain't always just, oh,
sure.
somebody did something to me. Okay, well, what part did you play in that? You know what I mean? If you have a real friend, they'll tell you. I
Yeah.
mean, I had a couple of people tell me straight out, nigga, you was wrong as a mother. Like, man, no, I wasn't it. I'll plead my case. But in the end, I'm sitting probably, yeah, I probably was wrong. So you need that. You don't need yes men around you all the time.
Never, never,
Yeah,
not at all. You need objective people who gonna tell you the truth.
tell you the truth and still
And
be a friend. You know.
yeah, still be cool with you. You know what I'm saying? Ain't
Hmm.
no, ain't no people need to get out their feelings. Just because somebody disagree with you don't mean that, you know, they against you or they your enemy. A lot of people take that as if you disagree with what I say or how I feel, that it's a
Right.
problem.
Well,
Yeah, a lot of
everybody can't take constructive criticism.
absolutely.
And some people think if you don't agree with them, you're against them. No, I'm not necessarily against you. So it depends on the person. You can fill them out. You know who you can talk to, you can't talk to. You
Yeah,
know.
I got you. So what's the most trouble you've ever gotten into? It's a wild question.
How can I answer that question without incriminating myself?
Oh no, no, no. We
Nah,
talking growing up, like in the past, like maybe high school, like is
I
something.
mean, I can tell you war stories, bro.
Oh,
Um,
she said what.
I can, I can tell you stories. I tell you one. I tell you something.
And everything is alleged.
No, I'm gonna tell you this ain't a legend right here. I'm tell you straight up. I remember I was at a meeting. Um, I was at a meeting in the neighborhood, and some dudes noticed my brother's car, and they didn't get along with my brother. So
Yeah.
I come out, get in the car, and when I tell you, man, it looked like Vietnam was over there. At least 8 or 9 dudes had guns, just started shooting at me like
Man.
I was target practice.
Oh wow.
I pulled out my cell phone and started running,
Man.
tracking down the street. All I heard was bullets. Shoom, 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 shoom. I'm
Shoo.
tracking, and whole time, cell phone in one hand, and trying to run with some dress shoes on. I'm
Oh,
sitting there like, oh God, this is not the place where it's supposed to happen.
yeah, yeah.
I got to this backyard and I'm on the phone. I'm calling one of my buddies' pops, calling him, I called a couple of people. I'm like, man, I'm over here, blah 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 blah. Before they started shooting, I saw them gathering up and called my family, told them
Right.
to come through and come get me or whatever. So they came through. Soon as my people pulled up, they started letting it go. That's when I started
Again.
tracking. Yeah, they towed my car up and towed my brother's car. So
All right.
I get my boy's pops. He come through. He wasn't all in the same neighborhood, so he wasn't far. And he pulled up. I jumped in the back of his El Camino, like, take off, pops, take off. He took off. Man, I get the call from somebody from that same neighborhood. It's like, man, they thought you was your brother. I'm like, it don't matter who they thought I was. So I'm
Man.
not supposed to say, oh, that's okay because you thought it was my
Okay,
brother.
yeah. Oh man, it's my brother. Okay, y'all good. Yeah. What?
All hell, yeah. Needless to say, all hell broke loose. I'm gonna just leave it at that.
Nah.
All
I
hell broke loose.
could believe. Yeah,
You
I
know what I mean? So
can
yeah, I didn't, man. Like I say, I the bottoms was something else. You can, yeah, we this episode to make Arnold Schwarzenegger movies look like, you know what I mean, like a
imagine.
cakewalk, bro.
For sure.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
For sure, for sure. Man, so what's some of the best advice you've been given, I'm sorry.
Um,
If somebody ever gave you, like somebody ever told you, like, hey man, pulled you down, old head, maybe.
yeah. Old head pulled me a time and gave me a few things. Um, what was one of the things I used to always say it too? What was it I used to tell people? One thing he told me when I was hustling, he was like, he said, you ever want to get rid of somebody that's always begging you for something, loan them something. You never got to worry about them again. I'm
Oh,
like,
shit.
what? He's like, whatever it is that they keep begging you, bothering you about, give it to them. Won't have to worry about them again. And I was like, why is that? And it's like, because now that they know they owe you, they're not gonna come around.
Oh shit.
When I tell you, I used to have, man, I
Hey,
used to, I used to have homies that be like, man, shoot your boy or something, man, throw it in something. All right, here. To this day, some of them ain't paid it back. And you look at them. Back in the day, we used to see him coming or whatever, oh, try to they get to stepping quickly because they know
Uh,
you're gonna ask for it. You know what I mean? And I used to just smile and laugh at that, like
yeah,
this, that.
wow.
Oh, but I mean, it kept him out of my face. I didn't have to keep getting them calls, that type of thing. He told me a bunch of stuff, man, and it always resonates with me, now that I'm older and whatever. But I was one of them kind of guys, so I would listen to. It doesn't matter who it was. I think everybody has something to say or something to offer. You know what I mean? I mean,
Right.
even people that
Absolutely.
you consider crazy can sometimes say something that makes all the sense in the world. You know what I mean? So I've
Yeah,
always been one of them. I'll listen to stuff, and I got a pretty good filter. So I take in what I need, discard what I don't.
absolutely. Yep, yep, yep. Two ears. You got two ears. One mouth supposed to listen twice as much as you talk. Soak up game. You know what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
just soak up the knowledge you need. The info that's valuable for sure.
Hmm. I told my son, Lil Roland, one time he got into some trouble. I told him he went to county jail, and I said, "Listen, go in there, don't trip." I say, "Stick to yourself," and I'll say, "Just listen, just pay attention. Don't click up with nobody. Just pay attention." I say, "Trust me, the loudest person in there is usually a buster." I say, if he's doing a bunch of talking and got his chest poked out and want everybody to, he probably a buster. You know what I
Mm,
mean? Some
nah, for
real
sure.
dudes don't need to do all of that. If you're
Right.
with it, you with it. Your whole aura gonna say you with it, or your aura gonna say, yeah, I might not want to mess with old dude, or let me find out what he about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Before you start something. I remember he called me, and he was only in there, I think a month, maybe 2 months or something like that. And he told me about this one dude that was just out, just talking about his gang. Yeah, I'm from such and such. I'm this. Woo, woo. And he said that same dude that was pressing, doing all that pressing, some dude came in there and like seriously punked him, took his bag and all. And he called me and he was like, man, you was right, Pop, you was right. I was like, yeah, yeah, I know. I'm like, just
No, that's
still
for
go
sure.
around. He's like, yeah, one of the dudes asked me, said that he might know you. He told me to do, and I said, yeah, I know him or whatever. And he said, oh yeah, he told me, he said, man, that's your pop. Like, yeah. He said, you good? You need anything? You come holler at me, whatever. I said, yeah, he's a cool dude. The dude that he was talking about shouldn't have been in there. To be honest with you,
Right.
but
Right. 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 Right.
whatever he had did, he was in there. You know what I mean? But he was real. He's one of those real good dudes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
So have you ever ran across any of one of the internet dudes? Well, not internet dude. Well, internet
social media
dudes. Yeah.
bangers or something.
Yeah. The social media cast this out like the from LA, like the Whack 100s and the what's the other guy name? Spider Load. Spider Load. I fucks with Spider Load. Spider Load. I like his music too. Uh,
No, I mean I ran in a bunch of circles, but for the most part, in the past probably past 20 years, bro. I don't, what I mean, I'll see some dudes and I got, a bunch of folks, whatever, that I know that know a lot of these dudes,
yeah.
but, I'm older now. So, my whole get on is different. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
ain't,
Yeah. 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 Absolutely.
who I hang out with is different. You know what I mean? The way I hang out with people is different, and the stories that I hear, you could sit there and be talking like this, and my mind is somewhere else because I didn't heard that what you talking about a million and one times, and
Right.
I ain't
Right.
ignoring you. I'm just letting bits and pieces come in and a whole lot not come in. I'm gonna let you tell your story. That's your story. I'm gonna let you tell it.
Nah,
However you want to tell it. You the big man in it. Be the big man in it.
right. 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 Yeah, I kind of be it just be funny, like just like you say the loud, like because some of them dudes be kind of like hella loud, and you can tell like any real dude from the street they gonna try to keep it low key. He ain't finna be bragging about certain shit like that you've done, your old crimes because number one, if the nigga you done it to possibly could want revenge,
Right.
you know what I'm saying, and
Yeah.
number two, you never know shit.
And you get a
I'll
lot
be
of
just
you get
hold
a
on.
I mean, on
Oh,
the West Coast,
okay.
you'll get that's more so youngsters that'll do that. You know what I mean? If
Yeah.
an older guy that's 40 something over, if he's doing it, more than likely he wasn't nothing growing up. You know what I mean? He wasn't nothing in his younger days. He wasn't hard. He wasn't with the business. You know what I mean? He probably didn't have it. He didn't have a bag. You know what I mean? So now he is in his 40s. He probably hanging around with somebody, or he probably didn't touch the little paper. So he want everybody to know. But that's because
Yeah.
you wasn't known before. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If you was somebody like me, I grew up with this. You know what I mean? This was a daily life. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no. I don't have to brag about none of that stuff. If
Yeah.
anything, I'm trying
So the
not.
real ones don't. Yeah, it ain't
Yeah,
nothing to brag about. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah.
The people I know, they
Yeah,
trying to change their life. They trying to get out of that. You know what I'm saying? We ain't
you,
finna
you,
sit
you
there
know
and
some, you know some real ones that had a sack, or that had some cheese, or that was with the business. When you go to an event and it's a bunch of people that was either with the business or had a sack, you can tell by the conversations if somebody was really somebody. You know what I'm saying?
no, facts.
If you had it, they gonna know you. If
Yeah.
you ain't had it, they ain't gonna know you. You can
Right.
sit there and go and shake their hand all you want, but somebody that had it don't go around trying to shake everybody's hand. They usually
Absolutely.
gonna come to them, or they usually gonna be acknowledged, but they would know with a nod, or I see you, or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then
For
the
sure.
dudes that's with the business, you know what I'm saying? They gonna do the same because they
Yeah.
gonna probably be from a
Same thing,
different
get the
area.
same kind of love. You know what I'm saying? Everybody like if you got
Exactly.
that type of
Yeah.
reputation, people
Right.
gonna show that kind of love, or depending on
Yeah.
whatever the business it is that you're with. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It ain't got to be negative. You know what I'm saying? It
Yeah.
can be something completely positive.
It can be
You know what
complete. I
I'm
mean,
saying?
it's the same as just
Mhm.
use lawyers for example. You know who the top notch lawyer is. You can walk into
Mhm.
a meet and greet, a networking meet and greet with nothing but lawyers. You know
Right.
who the top doctor ones, and you know who the ones who just starting is. You know what I'm saying? The ones who just starting, trying to walk around and shake everybody's hand to get to know him. The top notch ones got people coming up to him. You know what I
All,
mean? So
all
this
the
is,
time.
this the big dick in the room right here. You know what I'm saying?
For
So
sure.
you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to rub shoulders with this dude right here. It's the
Right.
same thing when it come down to the streets or anything else.
Absolutely, man. That's real game. That's real talk.
Hmm.
Yeah, man. So let's play a game, man. If I know I ain't gonna hold you up. I know you got to get ready to tap out, man. So I ain't gonna hold you up longer. You know what I'm
Oh no,
saying?
you
Was
gonna have to
long.
deal with the wife. She's gonna come in here in a minute and snatch me up out of
Yeah, I'm alright. That's what I'm saying. Till I said my bad, my bad.
here.
We went along, man. Well, shit. The game I can't play this game with you. Yeah, cause I've been and got you in some trouble. I finna throw names at
No, no. What is it? Come on, we can go. What is it?
you. It's just either or, just names and names. Like for instance, Tupac or Biggie,
Tupac?
of course. All right, Robert De Niro or Al Pacino.
Oh.
uh,
um, I'm gonna go with Robert De Niro because he was more of an all-around character. He was more of an all-around type of actor.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and he like black women.
Both do. I think they both do. I think they both do. I think Al got
Yeah, I think you might be right about that. Yeah.
let me see. Neil Long or Halle Berry.
Me alone. What? My all-time favorite movie, you know what I'm saying, is with Nia Long and Lorenz Tate. What? Nia
Okay.
Long, you know what I mean?
Oh, I got one for you. Robin Givens or
Whoever it is, the other person. It don't even matter.
Jada Pinkett.
Whoever it is, the other person.
Okay, Jada Pinkett.
Jada Pinkett. I choose her over Robin Givens. And I mean, it's funny that you say that because, well, I was a Tyson fan, when he came out. I didn't like the
Oh yeah,
bullshit she pulled on my man. You know what I mean?
yeah.
First of all,
Me neither.
second of all, then with Jada, I ain't like bullshit she pulled on Will, but he on some. He
Yeah,
on some. He don't know what he want to be type shit. You know what I mean? They got a whole different type of relationship. You know what I mean? They got some. They got a Hollywood relationship where they have to act a certain way in public, but behind closed doors is different. You know what I
right.
mean? So you know.
Yeah, he got some. That's super weird. What they got going? What they
Yeah.
got going is super weird,
Yeah.
man. For real, for
Yeah.
real.
Yeah.
Okay, Big Shaq or Embiid?
Who was MB?
Joel Embiid for the Philadelphia 76ers or Shaquille O'Neal.
Um,
They both play
I'm gonna go with Shaq. Shaq was a unstoppable force for a long time. You know, so
okay.
I gotta go with Shaq.
All right, all right. Magic Johnson or Michael Jordan?
That's two different categories. To be honest. You said Magic
Same
Johnson
era
or
though.
Doctor. Nah, no. You said Magic Johnson or Doctor J. Now we talking about some big wigs here. You know, talking about some big hitters here. You know, yeah. I mean, I between Magic Johnson and Jordan, I really couldn't say. Magic Johnson was a show. You know, what I mean, he's a business beast. Jordan. Jordan got his thing. I would probably go with Magic Johnson. I think Magic Johnson is more in touch with us than Jordan is.
Okay, okay, okay. Uh they said Johnson. Hmm. Okay. Damn. Well, Joe Montana or Steve Young? Because I know you're a 49ers fan.
49er fan. Joe Montana. Steve was good. I mean, he was cool, but Joe Montana's a legend.
Facts.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
even though he got messed up by um, um, the freak, even though he got messed up by him and ruined his career, but he's still a legend. That's still my man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He's still
Oh,
good.
Joe's that guy. Uh Jerry Rice or Terrell Owens?
You're right.
You
You're
would
right.
Jerry Rice, okay.
Not only for the accomplishments, and Owens was cool, but he can. I mean, Rice broke records. You know what I
Yeah, I
mean?
probably shouldn't use Jerry Rice because Jerry Rice is pretty arguably the greatest receiver
Right.
of all time.
Yeah.
Him or
Yeah.
Randy Moss, one of the two.
Yeah. 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 And
Mike
Randy
Irvin,
Moss,
Mike
Randy
Irvin,
Moss was
Irvin.
Showtime. Yeah. Moss was bad when that boy used to
Yeah,
make some
for sure.
amazing catches.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a tougher one. T.O. or John Taylor?
Who
John Taylor
and who else?
or Terrell Owens?
Uh,
Jerry Rice, number 82, ain't what it ain't John Taylor, right? The receiver with on the side, played on the other side of Jerry Rice, John Taylor.
I don't know. I don't know. I had to go Owens because I don't
Did all
know.
the Super Bowls back in the day when they run,
It was, but I wasn't a fan of him, so
Okay, yeah, I got you.
yeah, he ain't make no noise for me.
Okay,
So
okay,
so yeah, I'd go with Owens on that.
for sure. For sure, for sure. One more sports question: Fred Warner or Ken Norton Jr.
Ken Norton Jr. Only because when I was younger, they said you look just like Ken Norton Jr. But Ken Norton Jr. was a bad boy, though.
Yeah, he was.
He's a
Yeah,
bad
he
boy.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. Absolutely. Okay. Denzel or Samuel Jackson?
Um, I think they both good at their craft. I know Samuel probably works more than Denzel. That brother's it's like Morgan Freeman. Like he don't get old or nothing. He can probably done a million movies and ain't got no.
Samuel.
Yeah, but Denzel, I like them both.
That's a tough one. You had to take a shot on that one.
I'd say Denzel. Denzel's a smoother character. You know, what I mean, he's a smoother character, but I like them both. I think they both good at what they do.
already, already.
They're more versatile. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
okay. Oh man. Well, I'm trying to think. Pull one more name to put with this one name I got. Damn. What's Temptations or the Five Heartbeats?
The Temptations can't nobody top. You know, can't nobody top the Temptations.
Uh,
Five Heartbeats. Five Heartbeats was a copycat. It's a copycat. They was mimicking the Temptations. You know what I mean? So yeah,
right,
you
right,
can,
right.
Temptations is yeah, hands down. Temptations, and then it's still Temptations, even with a lot of groups today. It's
Uh,
still
nah, for
Temptations.
sure. They still got it going hard. They still
Man,
still basing their music from them back in the game.
right? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
yeah. And you know, you're gonna have to reach out to. You know, they're trying to do a family pop up out here.
Yeah, yeah. I think that
Yeah,
Yakota put that out there.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, they're supposed to do the Zooms on Tuesday, so I gotta get on one of them. I got on one of them. I gotta get on the other one. So whatever. I've been doing that driving, so I've been missing them. But yeah, they're trying to do a little pop up, and I need to put something back together too for
Okay,
the West
bet.
Coast.
Shit, let me
Uh,
know. Let me know. I'm for sure gonna tap in. I'm sure gonna pull up for sure.
yeah, they're definitely gonna do
Cameras and
that.
all. I'm trying to pull up some cameras out and get up with J Rock.
Oh
Supposed to
yeah,
be tapping in with
yeah.
him too, man. So he can give me some interviews or something,
Mm-hmm.
help me out, you know what I'm talking about.
Yep,
But
yep. For sure, for sure.
what if you could change anything about LA streets, if you had the power to change anything, what would you change?
I changed the unity between the unity between the gangs. You know, it'd be a ceasefire type of thing forever. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure.
I think when I'll give you an example. I went to a funeral of a friend of mine, Fat Dog, rest in peace, 5 Broadway.
That's
Um,
crazy. I seen that on YouTube.
yeah, that
Just
was
the other
my
day, somebody was talking about that on YouTube on somebody's
yeah,
YouTube channel.
that was my man. That was my man. Um, uh, and you know, I had just chopped it up with him, you know, probably a month or two before, went by a spot, you know what I'm saying, dropped off some cheese or whatever, say, you good? He was like, you know, man, you know, fat dog thing. He'd always say, hey man, you know, loan me this, man. I'll give me, you know, that type of thing. So before he even asked for it, I was like, you know, yeah, I got five here, take half type of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
And
yeah.
we were going to gang meetings where you get all these different gangs come together and sit at the table and talk about stuff. A lot of the OGs talk about stuff, whatever. I saw Fat Dog in there, and me and Fat Dog chopped it up, you know. And I was like, my man over here, you know, I've been knowing him 40 years, blah 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 blah. Blah. And he's like, "Well, what up, man? See me after this meeting. We need to chop it up." So we talked or whatever. But you know, at the funeral, there was a multitude of neighborhoods that came to show respect. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And it was a
Right,
beautiful thing because it was Bloods, it was Crips or whatever. You had the peacemakers there, you know, you had interventionists there. You know, it wasn't no police tripping. No police was even around, honestly. You had
right,
everybody dressed up in they, you know, they red and then they blue to show respect to this one dude that you know, kind of loved everybody. You know what I mean? He was cool with you. If you was on your gang thing, you know, do your thing. You know what I mean? That's just how he was. And it was good to see. And if we can get that mentality that we all had that day, all the time, a lot of these killings that be going on wouldn't be going on. You know what I mean? A
right.
lot of these youngsters that think that it's cool to get out here and go do this killing wouldn't be out here doing this killing. You know what I mean? They put the heaters down, get their squabble on, and let it go. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Um,
that's all it really is. Just get
right,
your scratch on, get your fight on. Call
right.
it day. You go your way, I
Yeah.
go mine. Keep it
Put
cool.
Yeah, keep it
That's all
pushing.
it is.
So if I could change something about the streets, it would probably be that, because if you can change that, money would flow differently. Families wouldn't be torn apart. Our
Right.
jails would be filled with people they don't need to be filled with. And then the powers that be, or the enforcements that be, wouldn't wouldn't be able to control us with this system that they continue to keep changing and creating in
Absolutely.
order to keep us doing what we're doing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Facts. It's big fact. Big facts. Uh, so are like, have you ever heard of the the program they be talking about not the grid program or something? Or, like,
Yeah, yeah, I heard of it.
yeah,
Um, they got a few programs though.
yeah,
A few, and a lot of them are pretty much the same thing, just with different names.
right, right. Okay, yeah. So they try to say like that those they make them people like I don't try to get into that type of politic because I ain't that ain't I ain't from out there basically. So, but seeing the shit on that I be seeing on YouTube, they be trying to say that they give the OGs like phones and shit with the police and all that type of stuff. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what the thing with whack them, what they trying to put paint on like Big U and stuff right now. Like they trying to say that he got the county with the grid program. They give him a phone and all this old stuff, and he report crime to the. You get what I'm saying? So I'm like, is that true or is that like a myth or something? Like I don't
Well, I
I
don't know
don't know
the
how it operates. So
I ain't gonna speak on that because I don't know the ins and outs of it. You know what I'm
right,
saying? I don't I'm not a part of it, and I haven't sat down with nobody and they went over this is what we do or how we do it or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I didn't heard about it. I
yeah,
didn't heard rumors about it. You know what I mean? But to speak on it, I'd be speaking out of turn or whatever. You know what I mean? So
right, 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 right.
how they running that little program, and I don't know how much is true and how much ain't true.
Yeah, yeah. But it is like a program that they trying to bring
Well,
peace. That's
I
I'm
mean,
not even to focus on the negative shit that they talk. I'm talking about like, but it is because like from the stuff that I see, like the program, it makes sense. It's a good, you know what I'm saying? But like, you know how you got it's like a angel here and a the
well,
bad side.
yeah, that's
You
about to
know?
say. I mean,
It's like
it depends. You know what I'm saying? It might make sense to the outside world. You know what I
right,
mean?
right,
Makes
right, right.
sense. But to the inside
Inside.
world, that
Exactly.
yeah,
Yeah,
inside world is a whole different ball game. You know what I'm
right.
saying? So
Yeah,
inside world, sir, you say this or say that, it's a wrap. You
yeah.
know what I
No,
mean?
for sure,
Outside world, you know what I mean? It's a different thing. It can be some things can be misconstrued a certain kind of way. Inside world, they don't care about debating about it. You know what I
right.
mean? They're gonna handle whatever they need to handle and just talk about it after the fact. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So I mean, yeah, and that's why I say I don't speak too much on it because I don't know a whole bunch about it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I ain't heard nobody that's involved in it or anything like that. So
Right, 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 right. Well, that's shit, that's cool though. So like, but y'all like, I like, I see your YouTube videos when y'all donate to
mhm.
families in need, bro. That's like a great thing. You know what I'm saying? As well as the toy giveaways that y'all do. You know what I'm saying? And as well as the
Yeah,
other programs. What all do y'all got coming? Like in the future, like you know what I'm saying? I know you drive
honestly,
right down, but
honestly, I have
sure,
to
bro.
get back on it. It's been a struggle to get consistency when it comes down to mentors, and again when it comes down to getting families to be consistent with who they want mentored.
Right,
And it's not just about mentoring. We do other stuff like we call it mentoring, but a lot of it is counseling. I mean, we speak to single mothers, we speak to guys that need reentry, help people that looking for a job. We might see you somewhere and say, hey, go over here, talk to this person or whatever, call this number, that type of thing. So we do, we do quite a bit. I've been super busy over the past, couple of years or whatever. So I have to get back, into it or whatever. But I got my own life stuff going on. So, um, again, it can be tough. You know what I mean? And then we don't have that funding. It's
Yeah.
even harder.
That makes
Um,
it hard.
right? It makes it a lot harder. Because I had a plan to go into the schools, and I had a friend of mine. We were working on it, and everything was going according to plan or whatever. And then it became one of those, oh well, you bring us the information or you bring us this, and then we'll dish it out. It's like, well, that defeats the purpose. Same thing with churches. They want to. Some of the churches want you to, like, if I'm dropping off toys, or if I'm dropping off food, or if I'm dropping off some type of donation or something like that, or I want to partner up with them to do something. They want you to go under their umbrella and do it that type of way, whatever that that defeats the purpose of my program, or that defeats the purpose of what Father Figures is trying to do.
Right.
I get, y'all want people to think, hey, this is coming from the church, but that's the same thing as all the rest of these organizations. We want people to know that it's coming from Father Figures.
Right.
So a lot of times it ain't so easy to give some stuff away, and it ain't so easy to partner with places that you would think would be open arms to partner with.
Right.
It can be some red tape in there. But as far as
You would think the churches will want to partner with.
they do, they do. But like I say, they will then pretty much say, we'll do this, just bring it to us and we'll do this. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not going. I've partnered with a few churches or whatever, and they've helped me. I've helped them.
Oh,
Matter of fact, Pastor Marcus Barrett is one of the ones that I've partnered with. Good brother. He helped me on some Thanksgiving stuff. The last Thanksgiving, we were passing out turkey boxes, or passing out Thanksgiving boxes to people in different neighborhoods. I used to do, or we used to do the where we would kind of set up somewhere and then invite the whole neighborhood. People would line up and just come and pick up turkeys, or come and pick up bags of food or whatever. I stopped doing it that way because I was getting people that was driving BMWs that was in line getting stuff, and it was
just
defeating
driving
purpose
by.
to me, right?
Yeah, that definitely
Yeah,
defeats
right.
purpose.
So I started reaching out to organizations and churches and stuff like that, and say, hey, if you know a family that's in need, send me them that, and I would get 20, 30, 40 different families that would need it. And when I take stuff to them, when one of the other mentors and father figures would take stuff to them, different type of vibe, different type of attitude, appreciation attitude, as opposed to a, hey, I'm just here picking up a bag type of attitude. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
uh, it,
absolutely.
it, it's
It's a better experience, and
yeah,
then
much better. I
for the
mean,
person receiving and for the person giving, for sure.
we would do toys, and we have maybe anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 worth of toys or more, and
Right.
we give away 300-400 toys. And I'm not talking about no cheap stuff that's gonna break the next week. I'm talking about stuff off of the shelves of Toys R Us, Walmart, Kmart, all of those big stores or whatever. And
Yeah.
people would show up with food baskets, and they get a toy, get back in line, get another toy, get back in line, get another toy, and I'm like, hey, where you going? You got like 12 toys and you got 2 kids. Like, what are you doing? You know, type of thing. Like, oh, I'm taking these to my other kids. They're not here. Oh, that's not how we do it. Of course, I got to let them go. They got it now, but I
Yeah.
stopped doing it that way too. It's just I'd rather
People
give it
ruin
to
it for
people that
everybody.
need it. Right, right. I had a lady, bro, went off on me, went off on all of us. It was probably 12 of us there. The church
Wow.
was there. We partnered with a church, so the church was there. Lady, Latino lady, went off on us. Talking, oh, y'all letting the blacks do this and blah, 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 blah. Lady, what are you talking about? It's probably 12 blacks in line, and it's probably 75 Latinos in line. What are you talking about? So, her people took care of her. Her people jumped on her case, called her all kind of names, told her to get out of line, told her
Right.
she was stupid for trying to talk mess. This is free, and you don't want it, get out. They went in on her. You know what I mean?
All right, for real.
So, but I was sitting there like, wow, like, lady, I'm sitting here giving you this came out of my pocket, like,
Yeah.
ain't nobody donated this $10,000
Mhm.
worth of stuff or this $5,000 worth of stuff. This
Yeah.
came out of my pocket, the church pocket, a few of these other brothers and sisters' pockets. You know what I mean?
For sure, it's a collaborative
Right.
effort. You in here being hella disrespectful. That's that's not the,
you know,
you should
you,
be
you, you,
thankful
you, you
and be grateful. You know what
yeah.
I mean?
Yeah, so that's why I stopped doing it that way. It's I think it serves a bigger impact. I got testimonials of people that I'll give you a quick story. There's one family, another friend of mine has another organization, send me, hey, here's a family that needs some help. I think it was like three boys and a girl, and
Yeah.
then the mom. So we go over. I didn't even give them everything. I gave two boys, three of the boys, a basketball, bro, a basketball, a $3, $5 basketball. Man, when
Hey,
I tell you these dudes jumped for joy for that basketball, and I'm sitting there, and my mom blown away, like, wow. And it wasn't the basketball; it was just the fact that okay, somebody gave me a basketball, and I ain't got one right now. You know what I mean? So they like, yeah, man, I'm gonna shoot him out. I play better than my brother, that type of thing. And I was like, I said that ain't all y'all getting. So I
mm,
pull out all of this money. I think the mother got 300. I think, if I'm not mistaken, the boys I think got $100 a piece, and then they got some other stuff or whatever. And they went off. They were, oh my goodness! I think it's on my website. And
yeah.
they went off, and I was sitting there like, man, this is the
Turned up.
joy that I want to see. You know?
Really. Yeah, now
Yeah.
that's what you do it for. Like, and
Right.
you should
Yeah.
be commended, bro. And y'all keep up the great work, man. And like they need more organizations like that to give people that that one-on-one experience. Because a lot of people, like you say, they just go to these toy drives and stuff like that because
Yeah.
it's free, of course, or whatever. But it ain't no experience. You really don't get to tell nobody thank you. They just handing you stuff or
Right. Yeah.
like it's just like right here, just take this gone. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
It's
So,
it's an exchange instead of an interaction.
right. You should people
Yeah.
should be you should be able to tell people Merry Christmas or Happy Thanksgiving when you know what I'm
Right.
saying? You shouldn't just be picking up something that's going on or like you
Right.
gotta show gratitude is my whole thing, both ways. You know
Exactly.
what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
but
That's
yeah, it's y'all doing a great thing, man. They need more brothers. We be the
yeah.
black
So
community all over the world. We need more brothers like that.
yeah, anybody on your podcast, y'all want to donate, y'all can donate. Just go to www.ourfatherfigure.org, or you can give us a call at 562-283-5274, and you can donate that way, and honestly, you can send gifts or send packages directly to people through us, so that way you don't think it's coming to us and we mishandling the money or anything like that. We will
Right.
definitely give you a family that you can donate to, and share some love.
For sure. For sure, man. I appreciate you coming through, man. Shout out your socials and shout out your websites and I mean
Okay.
just shout out your website, but shout out y'all social media handles and stuff like that.
Yeah. So we are on Facebook. We are at Father Figures Incorporated, or Father Figures Inc. On Instagram, we are at our Father Figures. And then again, our website is www.ourfatherfigure.org.
For
And our
sure.
number is 562 283 5274.
For sure. Man, rolling, man. I appreciate you coming through, Kim Folk, man. I so appreciate you coming through, cuz oh man, it's been real. It's been real. We
Yep,
gonna,
yep.
we gonna most definitely have to do a part two or something, man, and just
Oh, yeah.
really dive into that LA stuff, man. Cause it get a little I know
No,
not the war story stuff, but just what I'm
I
saying,
mean,
bro.
I might have to maybe,
I'm
maybe
pretty
I'm
sure
gonna
you
have
got a story
to let you join in on one of the meetings that we go to, with the gangs or whatever. Make sure that everybody okay with it, and and then kind of record it or whatever. You see a lot of OGs in there, and you see a lot of people with opinions. Some people say some slick stuff in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
I saw this dude tell this dude say some slick stuff to this dude, and I was like, ain't no way I would have accepted that. I ain't no way I would have accepted that. But what I mean, he was a lot more humble than I would have been. You know what I
Right.
mean? What the dude said he didn't need to say. You know what I'm saying? And he was
Absolutely. Yeah.
probably trying to impress the crowd. And it was unnecessary. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
know, so sometimes you have those type of egos that happen in those beats. Everybody want to be an
Mhm.
OG. Everybody want to be the hardest dude that ever hit the block, type of thing. A lot of times it's unnecessary. I tell you in a heartbeat, I wasn't one of them dudes. I just wasn't. I wasn't no street corner standing on the corner, khakied up with rags all over my. That just was not me. I
Right.
dressed. I dressed like a player all the time. You know what I mean? Was always suited and booted. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I was always after trying to get my money. Wasn't none of that other stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Not the
But
not the Hollywood image that's portrayed.
right. But you know what I'm saying? If you wanted to get down, you could surely get to get down. You know
Nah,
what I
for
mean? So,
sure.
but yeah, that's over. And so that all that's over. And I be trying to tell these young dudes, man, my son, he's a coach, so a lot of times,
Okay.
he does mentoring and stuff as well.
Okay,
Um,
that's dope. That's dope.
but yeah, he doing a lot with these kids. I mean, he got kids going to college, going to Harvard, and all that type of stuff. So yeah, he's doing this thing too.
Okay,
Up
okay.
the old block on the good side though.
That's what's up. That's what's
Yeah,
up. I mean, that's the way we want it, for sure.
right. Yeah, for sure. Well, all
But
right, cuz yeah, man, definitely
so, man,
we gonna chop it up.
for sure, man. I appreciate you coming through, man, and blessing my podcast.
Absolutely. I'll let you,
I really,
subscribers, y'all subscribe to my cousin,
yeah, no, for sure, for sure. Like,
Yeah,
share, subscribe. Y'all
right.
tap in, donate to Father Figures Inc.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, all that good stuff. I'm gonna let you get
Absolutely,
up out of here,
absolutely.
man.
All
Hey,
right. Well, I'll talk to you soon, cuz. All
all right, for sure. I'm gonna talk to you soon, man.
right.
Yeah, man, this has been another great edition of Mike and Nite. That was a very interesting conversation, very dope conversation with my family, with my cousin, you know what I'm saying? My big cuz out of LA, man, you know what I mean? So, yeah, it's been a very dope interview, you know what I mean? So, yeah, y'all tap in with Father Figures, man, and, you know, you got them chillings, man, that need that mentoring. You a single parent out there, man, and you just can't do it, man, and you need your child to be mentored. We ain't saying babysit it. He means mentor, like giving advice, and helped out in life and led and kind of just shoved in the right direction, not the wrong direction. Yeah, I'll tap in with fatherfigures.org for real. Yeah, I'll tap in with my kinfolk rolling, man. There's good people right there. Now, real talk. But on that note, I'm gone out this bitch. I'm finna call it a night and kick back and chill, baby, and try to enjoy the rest of my Saturday, man. You know what I'm talking about? So on that note, we out this
Yeah.
bitch. Out this
Oh, love.
bitch. Oh love.
I got them lit. I'm talking my shit. Trapping the greedy with hammers and sticks. Nigga, all of these pipes are legit. Sell you a Vic, I ain't K-Roll shit. Might go to Philly, have me a Philly. Smoke me a backwood and link up with Gilly. Last of the trill, I used to push stones. Go to LA and link up with Jay Stone. Trying to get $1 million off the phone. Every pint is gone. Half of them sold for a nigga make it home. Other half bust down, why me get it on? Drink got cook, couple gallons in my throat. Had a bale of gas, trying to get a bag. Shit, most niggas in my city had. Ever had a toe to tag, nigga hit the stash and a plug on your arm for the cash. Say, I was riding all night looking for they whole ass. Put the word out, 1,000 for their whereabouts. Streets gon' talk, niggas always run their mouth. Think it's all gravy to them killers at your house. Say I'm ruthless with the heat, scandalous with the beef, crafty with a razor too. Nigga, I could turn 100 into 2. Take the same 2 and make way more than you. Get a bill of gas.